Don't you gonna start hating?
You said what? Oh, thank you.
Girl, it's not you. It's me.
Well, it's not him.
It's not. It's Footash, huh?
Oh.
Oh,
There's never a right time.
God damn, Rick. Why you gotta do that?
Don't do that.
But they still need you. They still fuck with you. Anything you do, anything you do.
Hey cuties, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Crazy Corey, and then let me tell you. So as you can read by the title, today your girl is doing like a review of my experience while I left Champ Sports. I'm gonna try not to make this video long, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it, because when I do story times I tend to go like all around. I like tell about your mama, your daddy, everything, backstories. So I'm gonna try to avoid that. But if you like long story times, go ahead and comment down below so that I can know. And if you like a short story time, go ahead and leave a like and comment down below if you like a shorter story time. But for the people that like short story times, long story short, I give the overall experience like a 7.5, like a strong 7.5. No rounded up, no nothing. It's a great job for a teenager, like your first job. It's a great job. Overall, I feel like the company itself does not care about you, like at all. For real, like keeping it 100, they do not. If you have a strong team that truly makes you feel like your family, that part won't really matter. My starting off team was like mad strong. We were truly like a family. Even like in the middle of my career there, I feel like we were still a family. Like even though the team had kind of changed a little bit and grew, we were still family. We still bonded strongly. So if you have a strong team and like you truly feel like you connected with those people, like y'all are family, like outside of work and at work, you will have a great experience. But if work starts to feel like work and you're dreading going there, quit. Do not do it. Just go, just leave. And that's what I did, because some stuff started happening and it was just a no for me. So if y'all want to hear about that and go into more depth and why I like promotions and jobs and the experience as a whole, go ahead and subscribe. But for the people that like long story shorts, there's your little summary. But for the people that like long stories, let's go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Period. Okay, so where do we start? I guess we can start from the beginning. Well, let's go ahead and get this out the way. Quick disclaimer: all of these opinions and thoughts are my own. Can't nobody speak on what I went through there. I am not bashing nobody. I am not speaking on nobody sideways, but all of these opinions are my own. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're gonna start off from the beginning. I got hired in November of 2017. Yes, 2017. Your girl was 16. So I'm gonna give a quick shout out to all my old managers that truly like kept the team together and made us feel like we're a family, because period. It never really like broke us apart or anything. Rick, who gave me my first promotion. Derwin, period, love y'all. And my district manager, because freaking love and miss you, SD. But his name is Esteban, but I call him SD anyways. So love y'all. Before we get into this video, no bad, even though as much as y'all, Rick and Derwin aggravated me, like truly aggravated me, it was only to make me better, which I understand. But anyways, so like I said, I started working in 2017. Rick is the one that hired me. When I started working there, all of the Foot Locker stores were on commission, so I was hired as a sales associate. Working in the mall at a shoe store, you like, especially as a girl, you make a bunch of money, especially working on commission. And like me being young and like I was 16, like a high school job, like that's where it was at. That was it. That was the job to have. So, and I was too prissy. I was not about to work in no food. No, none of that. So the fact that I got a job there was like, it was hype. It was where it was at. It was the job. Then in 2019, I got my first promotion, so I was 18. I got promoted to assistant manager, which was like another like who you know is running a store at 18? Like, what? I was assisting running a store at 18. Like, what? As a manager, you no longer sell shoes. Well, you still sell shoes, but you don't make commission off of it, which is completely fine, because at that time, like I said, I was 18 and I was getting paid as a manager, so it was lit. Like, I ain't had no issue with it, with not making no money, because I was thinking for my future. So I was like, I'd rather have an a store manager job on my resume rather than just I was a sales associate all the time, all these years. I stayed assistant manager for too freaking long. That's another reason why, like, in that company, they take advantage of their assistant store managers. They make you feel like, oh yeah, we're gonna give you this promotion. Oh yeah, we're gonna do this for you. We're gonna do that for you if you move over to so-and-so. Oh, if you move over there. Oh, but we're only gonna pay you for like the mileage. Like, we're not gonna pay you to do any extra stuff. You're living no. They make you seem like you're getting a good deal at first until you accept the job, because like a dummy, you accept the job and you go over there and you're like, bro, they just rigged me out of this, all this other stuff. And then they call you this rookie, even though you're over there running your own store. Like, it's so much in this. Anyways, so they make you feel like you're getting a win for going over there and running this store, when really they're like cheaping you out, because they're like, oh, you can't, if you can run this store, you're still considered a rookie, but you can't run this store, your store, that you've been in this store for 4 years at this point. Oh no, you can't run this store because it's too high volume, and because you've only run this store. It's like, I was in this store for 3 years prior to me going over there, but y'all still say I can't run this store? Like, hello? What's? But anyways, so I left in 2022. We'll get into that, but first I want to kind of go into like the pros and cons of working there. We'll start off with the pros, of course. Like I said, it's like the teenage dream job, like working there and making good money at that point, because you were on commission. Now for part-timers working at that store, it is not it. They're offering them now, I think, like $10. That's above minimum wage, but you're still not gonna make a living off of that, like, at all. $10? What? No. And then the environment, like I said, it's not even about the money at that point. The team that's there now is just, it's not family. You feel like you're at work. Anyways, next we got, so like I said, okay, so discount. How does the discount work? They changed it the week after I left. Well, we got the notice the week before I left, and they said it was going to go into effect the following month of May 1st. So the discount, it was 30%, and you had like a $500 limit for that month, which meant like you could spend the worth of $500, but you would get 30% off, like on top of that $500 worth of like product that you could buy within that month. They also did like 50% offs, like it was like employee appreciation month, but you only had like a weekend or a week, or like 2-3 days that you could buy stuff within, but it was like a 50% off. And sometimes they would give you a limit of $1,000. Sometimes it was like back to school time, they would give you $1,000, and like during tax time they would give you like $750. So those were pretty good, but they'll probably change it, because during Corona they like didn't give us no forewarning, no nothing, and just didn't give it to us. Like, there was no employee appreciation, like, at all. Even though the full-timers had to work during that time, but you know, it's okay. We still had to work during Corona. Like, we still had to ship out orders while y'all was still ordering stuff. We had to go up into that mall and ship stuff out for y'all, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. You live and you learn, you know. So that was the discount. Part-timers now, I know they were like, they're shortchanging y'all, for real. So the part-timers, but they still require you to work all these extra hours, especially if they're short on people. So they require you to at least work 15 hours as a part-timer, but the part-timers at my store, they were working like they were full-time. They were clearing at least 36, 38 hours a week. And half of these people were in high school. Y'all, disgusting. Anyways, so the discount worked for part-timers. They were taking it down to $250. So instead of y'all getting the full $500, only management or like full-time only full-time was getting that. So that they took that down. I don't know if they're still letting y'all have the if they're still letting y'all have the 30% off like year round. I don't know if they dropped y'all's down too, but I do know that they dropped y'all's limit down, that y'all can only buy $250, which means that's only like two shoes, 2 Jordans at least. So speaking of Jordans, the releases work by seniority or how long you've been there. So it goes by the store managers, the managers, and then full-time, and then part-timers. But it also goes off of how long you've been there. So let's say it was me and another manager, and I was there for 5 years, but she was only there for 3. I would get the shoe before her. If you think you just about to go in there as a part-timer, work 1 day a week, and think you about to get a shoe, no, that's not how it works. And most people thought that's how it works. No, you'll get your discount after, because the discount, it's a discount card that comes in, and it takes like 2 weeks to a month to come in. So if you thought you were about to just go in there and stack up on baby shoes for back to school time, that's a no, because you probably need to think ahead. You need to start working there about a month earlier, so that you can start working your way in there and learning the system. And every store team is different, but this is like the majority. Like this is the same in every store. That's the shoes. Another pro of working there is building customer relations. So what I mean by that is like learning how to like learn people's body language and like working with them, and like especially if you see a future in sales, like selling cars, selling houses, selling a service, or not even selling, just learning how to like speak and talk to people, like understanding their body language. That is a pro of working there, especially so young. Like you get to like experience a lot of different people, especially working in a mall. You get to see and experience different type of people. So that's also a pro and con, because a lot of people, some of these people be entitled, and they expect you to be one of them workers that go back there and create a shoe for them. Baby, if I say we don't got nothing, we don't got nothing. We don't got it. I'm sorry. I'm not about to go back there and create a shoe for you. No, we don't got it. Anyways, that's about it. That's about the pros. That's all the pros. Anyways, so cons. Now, like I said, there's no commission. So you get a base pay, which, like I said, I think managers are getting paid $15 now. Literally now, in my state, and they say it depends on the, y'all, it's a scam. Oh my gosh, they say it depends on your store. My store was like a $4 or $5 million store, so we should have gotten paid like what people was getting paid in New York or like LA or something like that, like the base pay of what they getting paid. So which us here would have made a major difference, but they lying. Anyways, so they get paid $15 now. Managers, that's not like the store managers. They get paid more because they fall for the scams, and they go on all these different stores, and they barely getting paid. And then once they finally settle down in a store, they get paid more for that. Weird. Anyways, yeah, so no, part-timers, you get no commission. Nobody gets commission no more, but they still want you to sell so that the managers can get a bonus every month. But what do the part-timers get? They give y'all like these competitions and stuff that y'all can win stuff through. Once again, it's all a scam. Like y'all, like I said, for a teenager, this is where it's at. It's nice, it's cool. But once you hit 18, 20, like you gotta think about your future, and they not doing it for you. They are not doing it for you. The next point was little pay. Like I said, a part-timer at Target, at McDonald's, at Ross, at anywhere, they were making 12 to 15 at least. At least. A part-timer was making that at least. A manager running a store, $1 million store, was getting $11.50, $12 at most. Y'all. And then when you ask for a raise, they were like, well, what do you do for the company? What do I do for the company in $1 million store that just had $1 million gain last year? Well, 2 years ago, and then the last year had a $2 million gain? What did I do? Okay. Okay. Next, disrespectful customers. Now, I know y'all probably be like, oh, that's a norm, that's a this and that, blah, 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 blah. In the South, I mean, anywhere really, but in the South, these people are ruthless, and it is dangerous, y'all. It is dangerous. But what does the company do for you? Nothing. Y'all, we had a shooting at my mall, and the mall security brought around a dog as support. They brought around a dog. They were like, if y'all feel stressed, pet this dog. Y'all, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Next, like I said, the part-timers benefits aren't nothing. So that is basically the little pros and cons that I have for y'all. Obviously the cons outweigh the pros, because especially for part-timers. But like I said, if you're a high schooler, you're just starting off, this job is okay, especially back then, like on commission. But now the sneaker game and the sneaker community, they're like working in a shoe store, it's not it anymore. Like, releases work so much different. Like, it's the constant same people winning. You see them every week. It's just like nothing is the same anymore, and it's not the same community. Like, it's not the same love anymore. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just not the same anymore. Oh my gosh, it's getting hot. If y'all know, like, if y'all have ever tried to win a sneaker like release, y'all understand that how hard it is. I can do a whole video on how you win a raffle, because it's weird. It's weird. Like I said, you gotta bend over backwards for that company before they will give you a reward. And it's weird. It's just weird. I don't know what else I could tell y'all about them, but if I don't know, nothing's coming to my head right now. But if y'all have any questions, any other questions, or want me to do a story time on how to win a raffle, because baby girl knows, and they changing it, y'all. They doing so much. Anyways, y'all can leave a comment and I can do another video and tell y'all how to do all of that. But let's go ahead and get into the juiciness of why I left. And the stuff that I was just talking about were just like layers to the cake, just building on my resignation letter. So back in, it was like January, my store manager at the time left, but he had been giving his forewarning well before he left. But the company was doing some shady stuff and discarded it, just pretended like he wasn't gonna leave. Weird. But anyways, then our district manager ended up having to resign. So we no longer, at this point, we're still managers and stuff like that, like full-timers. We're running the store at this time with no store manager and no district manager. So we're just like, oh, what's going on? But our district manager and our store manager trained us very well how to live well off without them. So we were running the store for a minute. So about 3 months. 3 months we were running the store by ourselves, just full-timers, making schedules, ordering the money, running the store, ordering product that the store needed, getting out shipment, recreating the walls, doing everything. Like, y'all, we was running that store. We was running that store. Then comes along March 1st. We get a new store manager. We did not know we was getting a new store manager. We had been calling and checking up on it because all of a sudden we got in two new district managers. Never met them. We were supposedly in a whole new district. We were in one district, and now all of a sudden half of those stores in that district closed down, and now we were in another higher volume district, which was okay because we were a higher volume store. Then we get an email of them introducing themselves and stuff like that, blase blase. Okay, cool. About 2 weeks later, they show up to the store. Mind y'all, we have not met them before. We're doing our daily duties or whatever, and they're like, oh, y'all are getting a new store manager next week. And we're like, oh, okay, like, who is it? Our Foot Action store within the mall went ahead and closed down, so we figured that we was gonna get their store manager, which would have only made sense, especially since they were a store manager at that store before. But you know, it's okay. We get a new store manager. So we'll say it's a Monday. She shows up. So this is my first experience with her. And this is why I just know, like, you know, people vibe. And like, I'm a real chill person. Like, I might not speak to you, but like, I'm just one of those people that I won't speak to you unless I'm spoken to. Cause like, I don't really know what you vibing or what you doing right now. So I'm never really gonna speak to you. But she was my new store manager. And like I said, I had been there at this point 5 years. We'll go ahead and make it 5 years. I had been there 5 years, and I'm still a full-timer. All of the full-timers were there before opening. So I come in. This is my first impression with her. I come in and I'm like expecting to, like, you know, get a feel for her to introduce herself, and like us to like vibe and see how long we've been with the company, what was our aspirations, you know, stuff, manager stuff, like normal conversation. I come in and I'm like, obviously you're new, so I'm like, hey, I'm Corey, what's your name? Because did I know her? And she's like, oh, I'm so-and-so, trying to copy my body language. And I was just like, okay, are you gonna speak on like who you are, what you gonna do for this store, like what do you expect out of us? And no, that was just the end. I was like, hey, I'm Corey. She was like, hey, I'm Anna. And I was like, okay. So I went to the back, put my stuff down, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let it pass. I'm gonna let it slide. But it's just weird because how do you not want to like learn or understand your team? You're new, so I would expect you to like learn and want to know about your team. What do they normally do, their daily dynamic, and what do you expect, or what will you add on to the daily dynamic and growth of the team? That's how I'm thinking this is about to go. But no, I don't know whether she found it intimidating about me. I don't know what it was that morning. But either way, I know that's her. That was her, because that never dropped. It just went only higher. And like literally, she was the big freaking cherry on top on which I left. Y'all, I just hate messy people. Like, what? I don't understand. Like, what? I don't understand you. Like, it was weird. You was weird. And all the people that was messing with you is weird, because I don't see how y'all don't understand. Like, look, like, how do y'all not? I don't see how y'all vibe with that. No. That first week was hell. Like, I dreaded going to work. I did not like everything. Like, literally, she talked to us in a demeaning manner. Like, literally, she was like trying to belittle us, like we didn't know anything. Like, we hadn't been running that store for 3 months prior to her getting there. Like, we absolutely knew nothing. What? And like, she spoke like I said, she was speaking in a belittling manner. And then on top of that, she would yell, y'all, I'm right here. And she'd be like, do you not know what you're doing? Like, Miss Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to bring it down 3 notches, because I'm a grown adult, you're a grown adult. You don't need to be speaking to me like I'm a child, because one thing I'm not is that. And I will not let you speak to me like you don't know. Do you not know? Y'all, I'm getting hot and heated just thinking about, like, cause y'all don't know. Anyways, so within that first week, we had 8 part-timers quit and 3 part-timers put in their resignation letter. And that didn't bring up no red flags to the company and to our district managers as to why all these people that have been there for 3+ years are now all of a sudden putting in their week's notice or just no longer showing up, or as telling people that I cannot deal with her on a daily basis. And y'all don't think nothing or be like, oh, let me go in and evaluate the situation, see what's going on. Maybe how can we get the team to build, you know? No. And it was not the team that wasn't accepting of this a store manager. It was because, mind y'all, we had already had another store manager that was like just thrown onto us, that we had no idea about that. But we were able to grow and adapt and make a greater team together. So like I said, we had a $2 million gain. So we was cool with like having new store managers. Her, there was no creating a family out of her. It was not it. So these are just a few examples. I was like, okay, well, I need to start using my sick time and my vacation time and stuff like that. But mind y'all, I already had vacation set for March, the beginning of March. Y'all know I went to Cancun. So I let her know, aware of that, like maybe day 3 of her being there. I was like, well, I have this time in, but none of us could approve my time because we didn't have a store manager, and our district manager we didn't know who that was at the time. But I have vacation set for next week. Don't really know how y'all gonna go about that, but mind y'all, I had this planned since end of January, beginning of February, and that's when our old store manager was leaving, and then everybody was getting switched around. So I let her wear day 2 or 3 that I time set out for the beginning of March, which was already okay with my other team because we had planned accordingly for me to be gone. So I let her know and stuff like that. And then when the time comes, I was like, oh, you put me on the schedule. And she was like, oh yeah. I'm like, no, I will be out of the country. I will not be here. She was like, no, that's not gonna work. Well, you need to figure something out. A trip that I've had planned out for 3 months now, no, you need to figure something out because you've only been here for a week. Meanwhile, I don't know why she went back and tried to recreate the schedule her way after we already said, oh, I will not be here this week, and these people we are okay working these shifts. Then the time comes, she acts like she got dementia and don't know where none of this came from. I was like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, 2 people sat down with you and read this out. That's just one. Then when we called out sick, she acted like, because mind y'all, this is like spring starting to come in. So people got allergies, there's flu still coming around, there's still corona around. Like, Miss Ma'am, like, okay. So we had somebody call out and she was like, oh no, that's not gonna work. And I was like, she's sick, like literally. And she was like, no, we don't do that. They were like, so you've never called out a sick before? You've never woken up that day and just can't make it to work? Like, you're sick because you're human, you're not perfect? This lady said no. She was just very nasty. She was talking to us in a belittling manner. She acted like she was too perfect, too good, like, and you're not. If you're watching this, you're not. And you're not it neither, because Miss Ma'ams, what, you're like 30 something years old making half. I'm gonna be quiet. But anyways, and yes, I'm gonna put this in here because I don't care. Like, I don't like how you just really did a whole 360 in a store that had been going strong for at least the time that I've been there. And I knew from like at least 2 years prior, for about 5 to 8 years, been going strong. That store will be closing because that team, the environment, the product, like everything is not it. She is, anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here. But alright, cuties, I really do hope y'all enjoyed this video and this story time. If y'all like longer story times like this, don't forget to go ahead and leave this video a like, comment down below, and subscribe if y'all could want a story time on how to win raffles or any more story times, because I can give y'all that. But anyways, I really do hope y'all enjoyed this video, and as always, don't forget to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one. Love y'all cuties, and I'm outie.